Oh my god! It's a Twin Blades variant. There's a Maelstrom on the backside. Phantom's picking up more kills, finds Andrew as well. It's a triple. Oh, look at Tahaka. Finds the Abathur top lane 6. Great Ring of Frost connecting on the 4 members. We might have a comeback for the ages. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Will they be able to escape? ETC does fall. What a counter attack by Regen Red, and he's gonna barely get away with his friggin' teleport ability. Holy shit! That was really spicy. Hey everyone, and welcome back to some Nexus gaming series action. I'm your host Murda here on this channel as always, but tonight we have a very special guest. You already see him. I'm staring right at you right now, Wenis. What's going on, man?
Hey Murda, thanks for having me. Emphasis on the special as in special short bus. That's me. I am Wenis and I'm happy to be here. And I'm happy to be in Div D, my home, with my peeps. So this is going to be an exciting game, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't necessarily been my home, but I have had the opportunity to check out Luciodology earlier in the season. Tonight, they're going to be facing off against the Nexus Cats. And Wenis, as you said, you're so familiar with this division. Tell us how much this match is going to mean tonight for these two teams.
Well, it's going to mean quite a bit, because Nexus Cats right now, as it stands in the standings, are in second place with 16 points. Luciodology is in third with 12. So even if they get a domination here, they still can't overcome that 16 points with their 12. But it really means a lot. And so even getting that win is going to be more about for the glory than for the actual points.
Yeah, sorry with a little bit of the delay with that showing up there. Of course, I had to switch over, and I hadn't loaded up my game yet on this stream, so it likes to do weird things. And I'm also seeing Wenis has a little bit of an overlap on his cam. I'm going to fix that too, because that's what we do around here. We fix things.
However, also, but if Nexus Cats, if they get points this game, they could overcome the #1 position full meta jacket. So they actually are playing for a jockey position here with these points.
And they're going to be jockeying early in this draft over these picks. Orphea banned out early, and Zeratul as well. 2 assassins taken away with the first bans, and that's going to leave open a lot of these tanks that have been popular, and maybe some of these supports as well, Wenis.
Yeah, you know, some of the most popular picks by Nexus Cats have been Imperius, Johanna, Jaina. Some of the more popular picks here by Luciodology are Deckard Cain with 9 games played, 8 games played on Orphea, and 6 on Anubarak.
Yeah, and that Anubarak pick has been so popular throughout the entirety of Nexus Gaming Series, and we see ourselves with our first draft pick ready to come in. Anubarak's still on the board, and there you go. The first pick will be Anubarak, Wenis.
Yeah, and Luciodology, they won the coin flip, and they said, hey, we want first hero pick, and they are using it to the full extent, picking up a very popular tank. I think Anubarak kind of bugs me a little bit, if you know what I mean, but he's a great tank.
I mean, it's fair. I just disappeared you. Yeah, he's just really good because he has so many tools to get in and also to get out because of the way his burrow charge works with the unstoppable. A lot of situations where you think you might have him killed, you just don't. So in response, Nexus Cats are going to pull out Jaina and Blaze, a combination of slows coming out from these two.
Yeah, absolutely. No beetling around the bush on Anubarak. He's got a lot of good skills in his set there. But I do like the Blaze and Jaina getting some CC early for Nexus Cats.
There's that Deckard Cain you mentioned for Luciodology. They're going to pair it up with a Div D special dish. Kael'thas showing up here. Infernal Shrine's one of his best maps.
Yeah, everyone's going to be stacked together and clumped up. Go hit him with that fire AoE.
And, I wonder, are they taking all the heroes that have an apostrophe in it? So, Kel'Thuzad, Mal'Ganis, maybe up next for them?
It could be. It could be. Hard to tell. Maybe they'll go the ultimate apostrophe and pick up Cho'Gall.
Hey, now you're talking. Still an option with the 4-5 pick. As we are looking at our final bans, Phoenix for Nexus Cats and Stukov from Luciodology. This is getting a little bit deeper now for Nexus Cats to start thinking about their support. I believe they've played some Stukov so far in this season, right, Wenis?
Oh, right when I put my stats away. As far as supports that are played, Stukov has been played 4 times with a 100% win rate for the Nexus Cats. So I can see that they know that's something that they want to eliminate. So that's a good ban by Luciodology. They also play some Rhaegar, so maybe we'll see that as the support coming in.
Well, we just got Sylvanas and Rexar coming out late. This is going to set up their solo lane. It's also going to set them up if they can win a Punisher, because Sylvanas and her Black Arrow will help them push tremendously. They also have a Nubarak, which sort of acts as a pseudo Black Arrow in its own right, with those beetles that drop down in front of towers and forts that can soak up some of those shots. So a lot of different ways here that Luciodology can push. What's going to be the response from Nexus Cats? It's going to be the Tyrande. They needed to finish up that support role, and Tyrande is their choice. Wenis, what are you thinking here?
You know, I think I like the lane control from Rexar. I think I like the shrine clear of Luciodology with KT, Sylvanas, and also the possibility of split pushing as well. Although I like how tanky Nexus Cats is. I think I favor the draft of Luciodology though.
Well, I'm going to throw it over to chat and let you guys vote. Hashtag NC or hashtag LD. Vote for these two teams, Nexus Cats or Luciodology. Who do you think is going to win map number 1, as we're about to head into Infernal Shrines as our opening map of the evening? Number 2, Nexus Cats up against number 3, Luciodology. And I got to say, Wenis, you're looking mighty sharp in those shades tonight, my man.
Oh, I'm getting called out. Wenis wearing the kids' glasses. It's true. It's true. And they're really cheap glasses, but I like them, so I bought 10 pairs. So
that's all you got to do.
When they break, just throw another one on.
You find one pair that works for you, and here in game number 1, the Nexus Cats are going to try to make this comp work for them. Here we go on the left-hand side. We got Arth now, the captain, playing up front on Jaina. Mark Zombie on the Johanna. That guy on Raynor. Support tonight on Tyrande will be Lulu, in for one of our favorite Sturdherder. And up in the top lane, it's Shadowguard playing Blaze. Ladies and gentlemen, they are the Nexus Cats.
And on the right-hand side, we have Luciodology with Galactos, big bad captain, playing Deckard Payne. We have Hentron on a Nubarak. We have Eugenia's, I believe, is that what's pronounced, playing Rexar, and Misha, the double combo. Lemony Fresh, playing Kale Thos, and Takulu, playing Sylvanas, Spawn of Galactos.
Yeah, I was like, Cthulhu? Nope, Takulu, even better. Level 1, I want to talk a lot about this. Oh, actually, before I even talk about it, look at this from Kael'thas. It's going to be Convection. It's going to be a lot of risk here for Lemony Fresh. Will he be fresh, or will he be sent to the gutters? And then also on Sylvanas, I see Unfurling Shadows. This will be really interesting. It's part of that shotgun build that I like to see out of her, where she can dump a lot of damage in on a single target. So I'm pretty stoked to see what Sylvanas has in this matchup.
I always prefer to see a Sylvanas who wants to team fight and try to go for kills than to try to avoid everybody and get split push, just because it's more exciting to see the teams fight. So hopefully that's an indicator that we'll see some of that tonight. But yeah, that spicy Convection. Hopefully KT will be able to hold on to all the way to 20.
Nubarak has this camp scouted. Showing up as well will be Deckard Cain. In comes Kael'thas and Sylvanas as well. We might have our first fight of the game here, Wenis, as Nubarak now forced to just back away. Hentron should be safe here, but going to take a few pellets there from Jim Raynor.
Yep, but they're not going to be able to take away this camp from Nexus Cats, which is strong. Like, if you start giving up camps really early, then you start getting bullied a lot more. So they're going to back off, and Luciodology, they're just going to take their own siege camp instead.
It's going to be an even exchange of camps for the mid lane, as Deckard Cain is the one here helping soak up and stall this blue push that was started as they got that camp a little bit earlier over their opponents. Takulu with that spread from Sylvanas going to help clear this all up. And now they're actually going to dive in on Johanna, pop out that iron skin, and this should give them advantage here in this mid lane.
Yeah, and you know, it's hard to take down Johanna when she pops Iron Skin. You know, she's got tough metal, that character.
Quite the tough crusader indeed. Bottom camp was taken by Nexus Cats. That's the first neutral camp of the game going to either team. But up in the top right-hand corner of our map, we see a Nubarak and Sylvanas trying to get that Bruiser out. And this should be pretty well timed for this first shrine that's going to be active in about 20 seconds. This camp will be pushing that top lane during this objective.
Yeah, pretty good timing so far on camps from Luciodology, being able to pick up their siege camp, take out the enemy's siege camp, and still have theirs in the lane. So I think picking up this camp now is going to be a little bit ahead here of Nexus Cats, who are working on their booster camp right now, about to clear that up. But the shrine pops right about now.
Yeah, and this timing from Nexus Cats might end up being a bit better. They will be late to show up, but that camp should get a little bit later of a push and might be able to stall out any sort of chance of anything happening in the top lane for Luciodology. But let's talk about inside this shrine, because it's going to be huge advantage with this Misha and Anubrak leading the front line, and the damage from behind with Kael'thas and Sylvanas should be pretty good for Luciodology unless this happens. A great start for Nexus Cats. They get the kill on Anubrak and might find more.
Sylvanas is barely getting away after a monster stun there from Tyrande. And it's going to be Nexus Cats who are taking control. And like you said, now they have control of the shrine. They also have a camp pushing in the top lane. Luciodology's got to regroup, heal up, and see if they can come in and challenge one more time, because we're already at 23 of these skeletal minions here from the shrine.
Mr. Arak is just about to rejoin his team. There's Hentron showing up here. Just 9 more skeletal defenders are all they need here for Nexus Cats, as in comes Hentron playing a Nubrak, but a quick shutdown by Shadow Guard with that jet propulsion, and the turnaround happened from Nexus Cats. Falling low is absolutely everyone here for Luciodology, and with only 1 skeletal defender, there it goes. That will do it for Nexus Cats. The first Punisher, a frozen Punisher, will be picked up and head down this mid lane.
Yeah, Nubarak jumping in there and then having to back out without a whole lot of follow-up. Jaina putting out so much displacement that really, you gotta take those engages and all go in or all get out, because they're gonna have a lot of backup counter engage.
Deckard Cain has got to heal up Sylvanas. This jump's about to happen. If that Punisher goes on Sylv, Takulu will be in trouble. We'll see where it goes. Still staying in here. It will jump on Kael'thas. I think Lemony Fresh should be safe, but that was a little risky, a little scary there for LD in this mid lane. They do save their fort, and not too much happening overall for Nexus Cats. A good defense there by LD.
Yep. The first, the first shrine win is not going to get super value unless you get some picks along with it, but it's better than losing it, that's for sure, as we see a slight XP gain here for Nexus Cats. They're up about maybe 3/4 of a level. And now the camp game begins. Start painting the map however you can.
Both teams grabbing their siege camps from mid, as I'm looking down at our pregame poll to see what chat thought about this matchup, and looks like a lot of votes for the Nexus Cats. Chat seems pretty well decided on who they want to win this one. We'll see if they can pull it off, as his bottom lane is going to be a big threat on Kael'thas, and he falls. Hentron could be next. Armor reductions in from the Tyrande. Can Anubrak get out? 92 health was the low point there on Hentron. He will escape with that burrow charge.
1 mage goes down, but 8 stacks are lost. So reset on that convection, but who knows? It can always stack up after the fact. Picking up that talent just kind of makes you a target, so you got to play extra safe, knowing that the enemy team is going to be hunting you down, trying to reset your stats.
Also, we do see level 10s about to click in from Nexus Cats. Very close, and there they are. We'll see what they want to go. Blessed Shield already we see from Johanna. That is the Ring of Frost for Jaina. We have the... Ooh, that's Combustion there from Blaze, which is a little bit different. Not getting the bunker here. Hyperion and Starfall are the final 2. Wenis, anything standing out here? Oh, Nubrak standing out here, trying to find Jim Raynor, who is all alone, and without level 10 talents, Luciodology making it happen anyway.
Who was that? Oh, it was that guy. Now it's no guy, as he goes back to base and respawns. That was a good dive and follow-up by a Nubrak there. 10, just on the edge, on the cusp, if you will, for Luciodology, and there they go. Let's see what they're going to pick up. Unleash the Boars. Yes! From Rexar, we have Lornado from Deckard Cain.
No, wait. It's not Lornado. It's Unleash the Lures.
Unleash the Lures. Unleash the Boars. Let's see. What do we got? Unleash the Locust. Unleash the Blast. Unleash the Arrow. unleashing at its finest from Lucio Leashington.
Second shrine about to be active. Both teams on even talents, but it is about a half level, almost a full level lead here for Nexus Cats. Thank you for this big host coming in. I think that one was from Shadowguard Hots. Appreciate that. But here we go. 4 seconds left. Shrine's going to be up top, and I think this is a Mortar Punisher. No, Arcane Punisher. Excuse me. Top lane here as these teams fight it out over this objective.
Well, you can either you can arcane take it or you can't take it. Let's see which team is going to be which of those two scenarios, as they're going to be fighting in the top lane, but a little bit below the shrine, even though it's ready to be activated. Misha on the front line putting in a lot of damage, but taking a lot of damage. It does get brought down, and on the back line, here comes the combustion. And it's going to put out a lot of damage here, and we're going to see Sylvanas taken down and possibly some more kills.
This is time for Kael'thas to finish something off. If he had one more living bomb, he couldn't quite get it off. Lemony Fresh was looking for it, but not quite there. A ton of damage came at the start of the fight, and finally see Nexus Cats are actually able to use their well taps, and they're ready to re-engage as Hentron. He's kind of stuck here, but should have that burrow charge if he wants to continue walking away. You see how much damage Kael'thas can do again there. I mean, it's so good from Lemony Fresh.
Flame Strike hitting so many members and bring chunking. And even though they're down Sylvanas, they're able to hold off Nexus Cats as Luciodology kind of reforms, regroups, is going to get together and try to challenge again on this objective and see if they can win the next one.
I don't have the official timer, but Mark Zombie just now walked into the pit and started up this objective. I don't think the teams remembered it was there. Question mark as a new brag trying to get away again. 11 health does fall. Ring of Frost hits 4, and now it's time for the Nexus Cats to get some blood. It's a triple kill, and they might get 3.5 as Misha's low. Rexar also low. Eugenia's about to go down and does. It's a quad kill for the Nexus Cats and should be their second objective of the game.
Hyperion target. That ultimate creating so much zoning, so much damage. Combined with Ring, that was just a really good use of ultimates in combination. Really setting up the Nexus Cats for this objective, and they will be able to claim it. Will not be able to be stopped by Luciodology. How much value will it get? Let's see how far it goes in the top lane.
Yeah, Blaze gonna split out. Nexus Cats just reaching level 13. This Punisher's pushing top. It's one of the ones that you want to have. This Arcane Punisher can do so much damage. There's gonna be a Nubarak baiting out the first jump, and Hentron immediately assaulted. I don't think his burrow charge is ready, and it's not. A Nubarak down yet again, as this Punisher is gonna be able to push in this top lane a bit more uncontested now, Wenis.
Putting the punish in Punisher, indeed, slapping those heroes with those big old fists, and it's going to be Deckard Cain, who just can't make it out in time, late for his AARP meeting. He will be back in a minute.
Cats are going to go ahead and leave this Punisher for the top lane clear from Sylvanas and Kael'thas, as they'd rather rotate around this map and try to catch up with what Rexar's been doing in this bottom lane. He's got a camp pushing. It's going to be quickly shut down here by Shadowguard, as the rest of the Nexus Cats have their eyes set on the mid-fort.
Yep, there it is. The Punisher's finally cleaned up, but it's going to be mid-fort taken down by Nexus Cats. And then it's really up to them what they want to do next. They were up a talent tier for that push with the Punisher, so that really helps. And then when you get a pick on top of that, it could be like a sack of dominoes. But here we go. I think we're going to see a camp invade here as the Nubarak is going to get stunned. Try to come back in.
And with Hentron using that burrow charge at the start to get into the camp, he doesn't have it to escape. And on the other side, it's Blaze with a 3-man combustion, taking out 2 more. Deckard Cain should be able to walk away from this one, but it's another triple kill for the Nexus Cats, and now they lead this match 12-1 in kills. 4.75 for Blaze, 4.25 for Raynor. So much blood being shed here on Infernal Shrines.
Yeah, Blaze really trying to flame the other team there, and it worked out quite well. It's Battle of the Flames, Combustion versus KT, and so far, the big fire bat himself is landing some amazing damage, as well as KT, so it's very interesting. 5 stacks, though, on Convection. Let's get to 20.
I do want to talk about Sylvanas. She's starting to get up there, leading the team right now. 22k hero damage is Sylvanas, and scaling, so could start getting a little bit more intense. Eyes on Sylvanas as we move into our third objective phase shortly. Our teams are starting to look at their bruiser camps.
Yeah, 16's picked up here for Nexus Cats, so they will have that talent tier advantage as the camp Mario round begins. They'll probably be looking for some kind of an engage because they will have the advantage. Try to take those when you can, but we're still just going to be, cleaning up the lanes until the next objective starts.
Blaze holding the bush, Johanna holding the bush, the entire team of Nexus Cats holding on to these vents, making sure no one's walking by for free, but they aren't going to find anything quite yet with their level 16 lead. Still another full level until Luciodology's at that mark, so Nexus Cats, they're starting to shark, and you see them moving up to this top lane. They might be able to find something right now.
You might as well call Shadow Guard Moses because he is the burning bush, and there is the huge engage as Combustion comes out, gets a few members, and it's going to be Nexus Cats chasing Luciodology as they're trying to back up, but they just can't get away from this engagement, and there goes Misha, and soon to follow, it's going to be Deckard Cain. He'll drop as well, and looks like everyone else is going to be able to back out of there. Of course, Misha lost as well. You cannot forget Misha.
Rough timing for Luciodology as this objective will be spawning in just about 12 seconds or so. So position here for Nexus Cats can be immediately set up, and they're going to try to get this clear as fast as they can. They were able to destroy that mid fort earlier, so if they are able to get this Punisher, their third of the game, it would be pushing on to a keep. So a lot of pressure now for Luciodology to be able to get back in this, but they got to wait for Deckard Cain to respawn, and that just happened. So now is the time if they're going to make a march in here, and they're going to have to do it without their level 16 talents.
Yeah, and the objective is almost halfway. It is halfway done at this point, so if they're going to make their move, it has to be soon. I think they're just trying to get a safe angle to come in from, waiting for the rest of their team to join up. They might, I don't know, maybe they're just going to give at this point. They only need 5 more skeleton minions. Yeah,
it looks like they wanted that level 16 instead of taking a fight. So they are going to concede it over, but they have a great opportunity for a defense here. Of course, they have this Kael'Thas who's pretty strong, as we see the Blessed Shield coming out from Mark Zombie, trying to keep a Nubrak there, but unable to do so. Luciodology is able to escape behind their wall.
Yeah, and here's where they're going to go. Here's where they're going to make their fight as the Punisher is pulled back over the wall. Hyperion is launched on out. Some roots launched out from Deckard Cain, not really getting quite too much, but a big stun from Blaze as Lornado comes out as well. And Nubrak trying to do some zoning, but keeps getting sucked in. Blaze laying down the slows with all those oil slicks, and a Nubrak does get blown up. Sent back to Bug Heaven.
Punisher's...
This fight is... Keep going, and here's the keep, and this is going to be the first keep of the game going for Nexus Cats, as they're maybe looking to get more.
They might be able to push in. Blaze wants it, but Shadow Guard's going to be stuck here by himself. He's going to have to start backing out of this, as he does. Armor reduction coming out from Sylvanas. The chase is on from Takulu, but Jet Propulsion should be enough to get Shadow Guard back to safety. What a push there. They get the keep down. That's going to be catapults, and look at the other 2 lanes already pushed out in their own right. So a lot of work in cleaning up lanes here for Luciodology, and they're doing it right now without their tank. They're stuck back in their base, and that means Nexus Cats are going to have opportunity to get all the camps they want.
Yeah, Nexus Cats, they're picking up those camps, painting the map blue. All the lanes are pushed, and it looks like they might try to get another engagement. Even though they're so close to 20, they don't care. Out comes the ring, and they do catch a couple, and there goes Deckard Cain. Picked off Misha is on the back line. It's probably going to make it out. Starfall also used there. All the ultimates right now are down for Nexus Cats as Combustion comes back online.
And look at this, level 20 is about to be here for Nexus Cats. Are they going to hold off and wait? Looks like they are able to get it finally as Nubrak charges in again. A great arrow from Sylvanas. Oh, the indestructible pick just in time by Mark Zombie to prevent himself from dying. That level 20 could not have come soon enough for him. A good job making sure he's able to keep himself on his feet.
Yeah, good defense there by Luciodology. Just, really demonstrating the amount of damage that KT can put out when the whole other team is grouped up together. Just looking to get lit up.
Yeah, chat, I see you guys talking about volumes on mics. Appreciate your input. Trying to get that fixed up for you. My apologies. And, always a new production bringing on different casters and setting up stuff here. So appreciate your patience with me as we see a lot of damage coming out of Nubrak. Blessed Shield as well. A little bit of armor for Hentron. Might not survive, though, as you see him go down. Nexus Cats staying tenacious around on these rotations, not letting anyone stand alone by themselves.
Yeah, they have the advantage. They have the levels. They have control of the map. They're grabbing all the camps. And they are doing a really good job of keeping Luciodology from getting back into this game. They're pushing top. I think they want to try to get at least maybe another keep while they still have this talent tier advantage. We'll see how far they actually want to push in here, though.
Well, they're maybe thinking about it a bit. They're still hanging out here, but with that announcement, that might have been their little signal to wait up a bit and play a little bit more patient. This bottom shrine will be active, and another lane where they've done some work in, so they can be pushing onto a second keep if they get this objective, and they still have a talent tier lead at level 20. So a lot going right here for Nexus Cats, and they're going to give one last opportunity for Luciodology to get back in it.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of pressure pushing for Nexus Cats against Luciodology with all these camps they've been picking up right before the objective, having that mid keep down and all the other forts. So it's just going to be a lot of surmounting pressure. So if Luciodology does go in on this, they have to strike hard, try and win it real quick, and then clean up the lanes because the pressure is a-coming.
All right, teams are here. Mark Zombie holding a great bush. Misha's going to be the one to check it and just paw slap Johanna back into the shrine. But here we go. This is it for Luciodology. They got to make this happen down the talent tiers, and they're pushing in. Great arrow going to hit onto Blaze, but not enough to shut down the Jaina. Excuse my camera there as I moved it all around. You missed the kill, but the ring hit, and you got the kill. Jaina looking good so far, Wenis.
Yeah, and that's going to be Sylvanas down, so it's going to be a 5v4, and this is not a very positive outlook right now for Nexus Cats. But they are doing everything that they can, using Misha as their fill-in 5th player here. Mark Zombie relentless, though, chasing, and Nubrag has to back on out. And it's going to be KT who goes down to Raynor, picking off the back line. And the chase begins with the Arcane Punisher going over to the Nexus Cats.
And a lot of slows coming out from that guy, slowing up this Deckard Cain and Nubrak, but they finally are able to walk away. No wall in this bottom. The top keep just fell. So with 2 down already, and this Punisher is so healthy, this has got to be GG for Nexus Cats. Bring us home, Wenis.
All right, the chase is on as Nubrak is trying to get out. Does and is able to do so, but the bottom keep is under pressure, and it is going down. This is going to be the last stand for Luciodology. Let's see if they can pull out a miracle here as the engage happens. The Punisher is jumping forward as well as Blaze. Core is at 20%, and it's just melting, and it is gone, and that is GG. Game 1 going over to Nexus Cats.
Ooh, they led from start to finish. 19-1 was the kill count. Nearly perfect were the Nexus Cats in game number 1. The number 2 seed, they're up 1-0 over the number 3 seed early in this set. But anything in particular other than the kill differential standing out to you here on the score screen, Wenis?
Well, you know, just in general, it seemed like that Nexus Cats were picking up good fights where they had an advantage of either pressure in another lane that needed to be addressed. Also, picking fights since they had the experience advantage, being able to pick fights where they had that talent tier advantage to kind of help secure the path of that fight. And so I think they played the map really well, like you said, and they took the lead and never gave up. Raynor putting out so much damage, getting 8 kills, 62k hero damage, really taking it to the back line.
And I would be hard-pressed if I let you guys leave this screen without also checking out the talents that were picked here in our game number 1. But for now, we are going to be taking a short break as we regroup, set up our game number 2, figure out where we're going. So in the meantime, you guys be patient, wait with us, and we'll be back in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Game number 2 should be starting shortly. Just waiting to see the lobby link from our captains be created here. But Wenis, we concluded game number 1 with the Nexus Cats taking a pretty dominant victory on Infernal Shrines. Do you think that's going to be indicative of the remainder of this set, or do you think Luciodology has enough to turn this one around?
Well, you know, I'm not sure. Luciodology decided to go for the first hero pick, so maybe they'll switch it up. Maybe they'll pick a map that they really like to have in their pocket. I know that that Shrines was a favorite of Nexus Cats, I believe. So, you know, if you're going to pick the map, you might as well play a map that you're strong on. So, who knows? Maybe we'll see a different strategy coming from Luciodology in game 2.
So, I need to show this, because I don't think anyone's going to believe me. Galacto says, okay, there's a bat flying around our bedroom, and my wife is freaking out. I opened the window and have it trapped. Animal control's on the way. Give me a minute. So that's the holdup. We're waiting on animal control to show up to Galactos's house.
I just have Galactos in my head running all around the room going, no, 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 no. Catch that Batman! Oh
my god. If there was a bat in my house, I would have probably just paused the stream. I would have ran away.
If you think there was loud audio before, like you hear some murder shrieks with a bat on the prowl, watch out. I should ask Galactos how it is like living in a petting zoo. Like that's pretty wild just to have like these animals all on display.
I can't imagine a bat getting in. I live where we have these little like lizards that get about yay big. And there's been a couple times they've gotten inside, but they're easy enough to kind of take care of. A bat, though, I don't even know how you catch that thing. Do you like send out a sonar call to it?
That's a good question. I believe that you have to murder both of the bat's parents.
Okay.
In an alleyway, and then it gets really sad, and you have to capture it while it's weak before it starts seeking vengeance. I believe that is the way that you deal with bats. You know, bats on their own are pretty scary, but really, I guess it's the rabies. Like, that's what you really got to worry about. Like, if they're flying into your lit house, I don't know. Maybe it was just some kind of a shapeshifter HOTS player that wanted to get Luciodology some hot tips going into game 2. Being like, I was watching the stream! Do this, this, and this, and this. Pick the map, pick the map. Maybe that's what it was. Who knows?
Hey, you know, maybe you end up with some guano on your pillow. You never know.
I love that was it Ace Ventura Pet Detective number 1 or 2? I forget where he go to find the bat Shakaka, and they're all fighting because of the properties of the bat guano. I love that movie. It's so good.
Of course, for those of you at home, if you're not following along, guano is the scientific term for bat dung. I don't exactly know how they poop, right? Because if it's hanging upside down, does it just poop on itself, Wenis?
Well, you know, I think that sounds like a better question for Galactos. Maybe he is going to experience some of that when the bat is flying around the room. But I would assume that... Yes, I would assume that they do. Although every time you see bats, it doesn't look like they're striped like a skunk. So, I don't know. Like, honestly, I don't know.
Well,
I'll have to do some research.
Wait, I did that wrong. I wanted to flip us upside down because we're playing bat casting now. So, Wenis, you're upside down. And then where am I?
Ah!
I'm falling! And now I'm upside down too. Look at that. Batcast now.
Apparently, I started typing in, do bats poop? And then it filled in the rest on themselves. If you're wondering, bats don't poop on themselves. When they poop, they go upright for just a few seconds and then hang upside down again.
So
there you go.
I just heard back from Galactos. He's back. He wants first draft pick. So I'm going to try to reach out to Arthanel and see if he has a map pick for us. Maybe we get something underway here soon, as we are a little bit delayed here heading into game number 2.
Yeah, but we're learning so much more information about wildlife here. So, I mean, you know, if you don't learn anything, you've learned that bats do not poop upside down and on themselves.
Not yet, at least. We'll see what happens to us if we hang out here too long. Looks like BOE is going to be our map selection. I'm going to go ahead and get that set up because I have no idea where our teams are. And I really want to make sure we get this underway. Nexus Cats versus Luciodology. And there is the lobby link for them.
Yeah, I mean, we had to talk about Turd Herder at some point tonight because not on the roster filling in, being on the Nexus Cats as a support sub.
Oh, I posted the lobby link in our lobby, so I'm going to take their lobby link because they made one too. Perfect.
Yep.
Let's see, leave game. Okay. And click this link. Maybe. Testing. There we go. All right, I'm in.
All right, I'm in Storm League. I'm going to click their link, and now I'm in too. All right.
Rocking on.
One way or another, we're gonna get there. We're gonna make it happen.
I do want to say thank you for a couple follows that came in during game number 1. Shadowguard Hots, of course, playing here for Nexus Cats tonight, and Joe Zombie, I believe the brother of Mark Zombie. Is that correct, Wenis?
The Zombie Brothers, yeah, I believe they do casts together, and it's pretty good. They kind of freaked me out a little bit because they both had their cams on, right? And then one zombie leaned over into the camera of the other zombie to look at what they're looking at on their screen. And I was like, oh my god, they're in the same room. This is so cool. Continue.
Well, they apparently live together too?
I don't know.
They just...
I don't know. If they do, though, they need bunk beds because there's so much more room for activities when you have those bunk beds.
Can we high five? You gotta find me on this side.
Okay, are you on? I'm just gonna guess. I'm gonna guess you're over here.
Yeah. No, right. I thought it was yes. It was the wrong side.
You're over there.
Yeah, I'm over here.
Okay, well, try it on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Boop, boop. Okay, we did it. All right, we high fived. All right, they're waiting for us, Wenis. Let's get this underway.
All right, sounds good. Enough of that booping.
I wonder if we're hanging upside down. No, okay. This scene, we're not upside down. Perfect.
Excellent.
Excellent. And I can close down that chat because, you know, it's time to draft. Game number 2, Nexus Cats won it in a very convincing fashion on Infernal Shrines. Now we're heading into Battlefield of Eternity, the other Diablo map. And the bans are starting out identical so far. Orphea being banned out by Luciodology. Will it be Zeratul? No, this time Sylvanas from the Nexus Cats.
Interesting. This is turning out to be quite a moist draft. More moist of a draft than beer. A moist draft.
Oh, moist draft beer. Yeah, okay, all right. Okay. All right. Ooh. 6.5 out of 10 at most.
Yeah. All right. Very good. Diablo ban coming out from Luciodology, not wanting to give the Lord of, was it Terror? Lord of Hell? Lord of...
Yeah, Lord of Terror, Diablo. And Alarak continuing to be a ban here for Nexus Cats tonight. No change-up of strategy here from Luciodology. Do they go back to the Anubrak with their first pick? We're waiting to find that out. But the bans look the same, and they didn't want to make any sort of change-up after game number 1. Maybe taking away that Jaina later on that was so good in game number 1. The Blaze was also really good. Hentron will go ahead and grab Anubrak for the second time. Wenis, you liking kind of the direction they're taking? The same look we got from game number 1?
Well, it depends. I want to see what the rest of their draft looks like. If Luciodology goes a heavy shred build, I think that might actually benefit them because they tried the team fight build in, in game 1, and Nexus Cats were able to win those team fights. Maybe they decide to play the objective instead. And so on BOE, if the teams don't challenge each other, you can just hang out on the other immortal and just go to town.
So Nexus Cat's able to grab Raynor once again for Arthanau, who, the hero is just so strong up against Anubrak. He really struggles against the sustained auto-attack damage that Jim can put out. And Blaze, a lot of opportunity to help keep Anubrak slowed down in range of Raynor, which also triggers his ace in the hole that he takes at level 1. So I love the combination they got there with their 1-2 picks. In response, though, it's going to be Malthael and Deckard Cain from Luciodology.
Yeah, Ace in the Hole is going to be the new Ace Ventura movie that comes out. This is just keep your eyes on that. But so far, this draft is shaping up to be spicier than Game of Thrones season 8, and that's going to be real spicy.
Oh,
Murda.
I think you knew to tell me that tonight because I talked about it in the Nexus Edge episode that just started airing. I'm very excited for Sunday. It can't get here soon enough. We just got to get through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday first, Wenis.
That's right. I've already watched the episode. It leaked, so I'll be having spoilers after this cast.
No!
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It would never.
Did it actually leak? I bet it did.
Probably. I haven't looked. Nexus Cats is going to be picking up 2 more slots here, and the man himself, ETC, and Taranda, Tarande, and Tarunda. All the pronunciations.
And your favorite being?
Tyrande is how I like to pronounce it.
Tyrande is going to be the pick from Lulu. I know Turd at home probably hoping the best for Lulu here in this game number 2. Final picks, Vala and Thrall. So kind of like a double bruiser here with the Malthael and Thrall pickups from Luciodology. A heavy front line for them.
Yeah, and I think they are pretty shreddy to go at this one. I like Vala, Malthael. I'm not sure how much shred Thrall has, but I think they do have more than the Tyrande Hunter's Mark Raynor combo. What do you think?
So, I think the race might actually favor with this last pick Nexus Cats because Chromie just today became re-eligible to be drafted in Nexus Gaming Series. Arthanel is going to pull it out, and I think particularly on this map, one where Chromie didn't have too much value in the race department, now the way her abilities will interact with non-heroic targets, Chromie is able to do some sieging onto these immortals, so maybe can provide enough here in this race to give Nexus Cats the edge. But I want to ask you guys in Twitch chat for the second time, what do you think? Hashtag NC or hashtag LD. Pick the team you think will be winning this game number 2 as we head on in the Battlefield of Eternity. We have a pause, Wenis.
Yeah, we had pause last game with Misha, so I'm wondering where the pause are going to be coming from this game. I mean, it's not ETC because he's got cloven hooves, right?
Right.
And hands, so I don't think he's got pause. Where are the pause on the roster this game? Would you say? Maybe Chromie with dragon paws. Like, yeah, Chromie's a dragon, right?
She throws out some dragon breaths and stuff, and there's pause somewhere in there, I bet.
Well, I mean, I mean, I don't know the lore of all the characters, but someone says that she is a dragon of time or whatever, and she just takes a gnome form because, I don't know, for no other reason than that, I suppose.
No other reason than she just likes it. I think it's so people don't suspect that she's some sort of fancy dragon queen thing. It's like her little secret.
Lemony Fresh says $10. It's actually a pigeon. They have more bat stuff going on.
I feel like maybe I should just go back in on this scene so you guys can see what they're saying because they're having a good time.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, if an investigation uncovers any illicit pet shop receipts in your recent history, ...
I'm telling you, that's how Luciodology retains its power. They channel all the animal spirits they have living in their petting zoo.
Yep. What other animals do you think they'd have in this zoo, if you had to guess?
All right, so let's see. I bet there's probably a Luciodology.
Yep.
So maybe I don't know. Hamsters, maybe some ferrets. I think ferrets would be something. It's going to be ferrets and sugar gliders.
I have one, Luciodology.
Okay.
There's dodos. From the Galapagos Islands, right? They went extinct forever ago, I think, but the dodo bird.
That's right. I'm trying to think of something else. And it's not coming. I got nothing. Luciodology is a hard one.
Yeah. Well, if they are able to catch that bat, it will be up for vote to become the Season 7 Nexus Gaming Series mascot, Wenis. And I know our chicken has been doing so well, but do you think this bat has a chance to overtake it?
I don't know. Let's ask the chicken itself. All right. And running up, I hope they have a goat too, because the goat is important. You thought Murda was screaming. No, there you go. Check that out.
I actually like the goat. I gotta know, can I get one on Amazon? Where do I get a goat from?
You can either get one on Amazon, or you can sign up for a certain level on Patreon, or you can come to WenisCon 2019, and there's a high probability that those swag bags will have a screaming goat in them.
Wenis, I think I just heard you say something about Patreon, and I'm gonna go ahead and play a little something for you guys at home. If I can get it to play, that is. Let's see.
Hopefully it's a home cooking video of Murda cooking meatloaf.
Oh, I actually was going to make meatloaf the other day. Let's see. How do I get this to play? Restart. No, that's not it. Is it this one? Go? Oh, well, it's not going to work.
Just click all the buttons until something happens. Oh, there goes the stream.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Okay, we give up. I tried. Oh, wait. I know what I did wrong. Rip. Let's see. We're like literally still waiting on this bat to be gathered.
The bat gathering. It sounds like some kind of ritual from a cult.
Right? Okay, here we go. I'm going to play a Patreon video. I hope you guys enjoy. And we're back. Hope you guys learned a little something about Patreon, namely the link where you can go check it out. If you don't want to go searching for that, head on over to the website. There's a lazy link there at the bottom, along with the rest of the Nexus Gaming Series social media links.
And if you do want to go searching for it, and you don't want to be spoon-fed, forget the link that you just saw and just start Googling stuff until you find it.
just Google the word Google. You'll end up on Google, and then you can Google what you want to Google.
Oh, the bats might be under control.
Wait, did he say the police came and bat is gone?
The police came for this bat. I guess this might not have been a good bat. It might have been a bat egg.
Okay.
A bad egg.
The teams are finally ready. I told them we're ready. Hopefully you're ready, Wenis.
Oh, let's do it. I'm ready.
All right. So is it us? Only we can unpause. Oh, okay. 3, 2, 1. I don't know why they need a counter. We're not even in game yet. Here we go. On the left-hand side, finally after a bat break, we got Arthur now on the Chromie. Mark Zombie playing ETC. That guy on Rainer. Lulu playing Tyrande. And up in the top lane once again, it's going to be Shadowguard on Blaze. Ladies and gentlemen, they are the Nexus Cats.
And on the red team, we have Galactus playing Deckard Cain. Hendron playing Anubarak. Eugene Nowes playing Maltheo Lemon, Fresh playing Thrall, Takulu on Vala. This is Luciodology!
That was the most glorious entryway for any team all season long. I also want to say down in chat, Valcomer, I see you there talking smack on Meatloaf. If you had mine, you'd have a different thought, because mine's essentially a giant Italian meatball. It's not your traditional ketchup-based meatloaf at all. So don't hate on Meatloaf until you try them all. Bottom lane's the action though, Wenis.
Yeah, Meatloaf is 5 hamburger patties stacked on top of each other. Change my mind.
I will change your mind when I finish making this and send you a picture, Wenis. A little bit of an exchange here as you see Chromie, Arthur now trying to connect on some of these skill-based blasts that Chromie can throw out. Now, of course, having 2 of those sand blasts with their echo that shows up on the field. So a bit more single target damage if all can go well for the little gnome.
Yeah, and we do have a surprise ace in the hole picked up, and Neural Stim Pack activating to give a little more mana and reduce those cooldowns for Blades, so that'll be interesting. But ETC taking a lot of damage. Mark Zombie's retreating with 150 or so health, makes it back beyond the wall, not being first blood.
Level 2 picked up, and Chromie already on to her second talent. Moving along quickly is Arthur now. But up in the top lane, I also want to talk about this. We see Blaze up against Malthael, and I think this is one of those matchups where Malthael will really have an edge. We'll see if the Combustion's the play for the second time, or this time the bunker comes out to protect against the last rites. We'll find out as level 10s get here later on in the matchup. But here in the bottom lane, it's really been favoring this team with the Vala so far.
Yeah, you're going to have, you know, it's kind of surprising, though, too, because it seems like you'd have more range on the team that has a Chromie, that has a Tronda and a Raynor versus Vala, being most of the poke here for Luciodology in the bottom lane. But so far, the aggression has been going over to Luciodology.
Yeah, I kind of want to see Chromie use a bit more abilities on the wave because of how much they're struggling. You see already a little bit of damage done onto these towers and fort wall in the bottom lane as teams are starting to rotate around at the 230 mark to pick up these bruiser camps. I want to just note it's been an early game struggle for Nexus Cats in this lane, and it's really been favoring Luciodology thus far, which after game number 1's a really good sight for them to have started up here on BOE.
Yeah, and in both lanes. As we looked at it before in the top lane, Blaze struggling a lot against Mouthfeel. Just because that's a tough matchup. Bruiser camps getting picked up for both sides here. As the first objective is spawning in 5 seconds, we'll see. Looks like it might be a defensive position played here in the bottom. Nope. Both teams are going to go to their own immortals, I guess. Try to burn it down.
And early start here from Luciodology. They should be able to push halftime if they stay on this. Only ETC nearby. And with Vala stacked up on Hatred, Takulu should be able to shred right on through this. Especially having this Hunkering Arrow build, which as the game continues, Vala will become more and more potent in this race.
Yeah, she will start to become a little bit scary, but we are getting a bunch of stacks here on Chromia as well. Already up to 11 on Deep Breathing, so those will continue to stack up. 6 so far on Crash Lightning for Thrall, so everyone's stacking their own things. But looks like, yeah, Nubrak's going to have to burrow out to try to get out of that bad situation. And now we're in a defensive stance here from Nexus Cats. Luciodology looking to poke in and try to burn down the Mortal any way they can. Both cans have already been cleared up, so now it's kind of a waiting game.
Well, great positioning with this time trap from Chromie. We'll see if she wants to pop it anytime soon. As Anubrak's going to walk right on through, trying to stun out this ETC. But first of all will be Malthiel, and Mark Zombie will be able to back right on out of there. First blood of the game will be handed over to the Nexus Cats, but they're still not able to move forward onto the enemy Punisher, or Immortal rather. They're staying here in defense and are looking for more kills. They might not get it.
Yeah, Luciodology taking a loss there of one of their heroes, one of the team members, and now they just need to kind of heal up and look for another chance to engage. They're really far ahead in this Immortal race, though, so if they can get some damage done, they'll be able to claim this objective.
Nubarak
distraction by Nubarak, yeah.
Yeah, he's playing a bit of pest right now, and that's just enough to get everyone respawned and gathered up for the first objective of the game in favor of Luciodology. Their first objective of the night, and it comes at a good spot here in BOE to get rolling, because usually the early team who starts taking a lead gets quite the advantage on BOE. Luciodology off to a fantastic start here.
And here it goes. First Immortal. Doesn't have the most armor, the most health. Really depends on the rest of the team to push with it if they want to get a whole lot more value. Looking for picks especially, but so far very safe from the Nexus Cats. Just going to burn it down and maintain their presence in the bottom lane as well. So 4v4 up here.
So far just a wall. Good little combo of stuns there, but not enough after that power slide gets Mark Zombie away. But they almost got enough damage on ETC to get their first kill of the game. Instead, no kills yet for Luciodology. Just that top fort wall is all that's been achieved in terms of structures for either team here early on BOE.
Yeah, and so far, you know, it doesn't seem like they were winning that team fight, but they had such a huge lead on getting that Immortal that they were able to clean it up. They do have a slight XP lead as well. So Luciodology, maybe this is a sign of a comeback, as that top fort, it's got maybe about a quarter or fifth of its health left, making it a good strike target if Luciodology can ever get in there and finish it off.
A few camps on the map. These two Cosser camps on the top and bottom portion. As you see Mark Zombie trying to scout it out, seeing no one from Luciodology is in there right now. But no one on either side really wants to make the aggressive move into it. They're very close on XP. Neither team trying to give up too much. And yeah, we see level 8 picked up for Chromie, our first heroic. It will be slowing Sands. But right now in this game, not too much going to happen until this Immortal phase gets called, and there it is. We'll see if teams want to start rotating onto these camps now.
Yeah, I think if they had taken that fort down all the way, I think that Luciodology would have felt a little bit more comfortable in taking that top siege camp. But you know, they don't want to really risk anything that could set them back, because right now they are in a lead. I think they're just going to go back to they're going to take their bruiser camp, which is a safer move. It's going to get mirrored on the other side by Nexus Cats as we move into this next Immortal spawning phase.
Vala halfway through her puncturing arrow stacks. That should start getting a lot more impactful here during this race. They are on opposite sides of the team's natural side, so aggressive move coming out first here from Luciodology. They're walking onto that blue Immortal. It's Shadow Guard having to use Jet Propulsion as safety, and in chase is Hentron playing a Noob, but now a Noob might be in trouble having to walk through the Slowing Sands.
Man, that Slowing Sands looks a lot different with that skin. I was wondering what it was. I'm like, what is that? All right,
it's like
cool.
the slowing vortex portal now.
Yeah, it's cool. I like it. So both teams are just kind of going to back up a little bit. In the bottom lane, camp is still pushing down there.
Hentron finishing off that top fort along with the bruiser camp that was pushing down bottom. Blaze doing a good job setting up the blue team's push. It looks like Lemony Fresh is going to have to rotate down to clear this. Will Nexus Cats make a move right now while they see this split? And yeah, they're finding a Noob. Bro Charge not getting him far enough back, now held in with that Lunar Flare. But that's all they wrote. Hentron able to continue backing up even though he was on top of that time trap. Arthur didn't pop it.
Yeah, it takes a lot more now to get your time traps to activate. You have to be watching them constantly and know when to trigger them. And then it looks like Luciodology is trying to get them to get triggered because they keep walking directly over it, seeing if they can fake out the Nexus Cats to pop those early.
Wenis, we do have our level 10 talents. Of course, we saw the Slowing Sands. We have Hyperion, Mosh Pit, Combustion again, and Starfall. On the other side, it's going to be Lornado. We have the Swarm again from Anubarak, Last Rites, Sundering, and that is Reign of Vengeance for Vala. But neither team wanting to make a move, both being pretty coy here in this spot.
I really wanted to see that big Kakuna come out for Anubarak, but maybe we'll get some eyes on that in another game.
Yeah, Locust not getting too much respect because of how impactful Cocoon can be. But in this spot, Hentron going to try to pull it out again. We'll see if it works.
Out comes Combustion for a short. Chanel not getting a ton of damage out, but Sands used to zone as Luciodology is going to have to back up a little bit as Nexus Cats get it together and create a united front. This is a long objective. I mean, the more you pull this out and draw it out, it favors Luciodology because they have that top fort down. But here comes Interrupted. Mosh Pit, Hyperion comes down, and it's going to be Chromie, the first to fall in this fight. Mark Zombie is getting chased here. Slides onto the Immortal for some protection, but gets blown up, as well as Blaze. These Luciodology, they are chasing, and then they get 4 kills now. One on Sharonda as Rainer is running. Can he make it? And he does. So that's a big play there for Luciodology.
And they're going to be able to rotate down, push halftime. 10 seconds till Taronda's up. They might be able to push this all the way. And that's a full shield right now on their Immortal. So Nexus Cats not looking too good here on BOE. Already lost the first objective. And with this coming right now, will be the second as well. Full shield about to be heading to the bottom lane, Wenis.
Yeah, this is exactly what Luciodology wants to do, is they want to try to push their advantages anywhere they can find them, and that is drawing it out until someone has to respond to the top lane, then going in and getting those ganks. And they should be able to push down this bottom fort pretty easily. Let's see how much value they get on top of that, though, as Luciodology elects to send all 5 members into the bottom lane to push with.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of keeping the Malthael here, but if they can get some kills, that will change my mind. We'll see if Eugenius can get in there with the Last Rites and get the finishing touches on any of these heroes from Nexus Cats as Luciodology continues to push forward with this Immortal. They will get this bottom fort down, and the shielding hasn't been removed yet, so it's still staying in this ranged form, and we'll get onto this keep wall in just a moment.
could be a genius. You genius. That was really hard to say. Out comes Hyperion to try to push Luciodology back and zone them out, as well as slowing stands. There's an activation of Mosh, but I don't think it does not fully go off, and it is on cooldown for another 4 seconds. And here comes a big engage by a Nubarak. Tyrande drops. ETC trying to get out. Rainer on the back line. It's Chromie, though. It's getting chased here by a noob and does fall as well. And this is going to be a huge push for Luciodology, as they're going to claim this keep and maybe get even some more kills. Let's see what they do next.
I think they flex and stay in here. 12 minutes and 30 seconds in. They have about 15 seconds. They can get some damage in with this Immortal. Maybe a little bit of a hesitation. Instead, just going to rotate out, finish off another well, and make their exit. Not too shabby from Luciodology there on the second objective push in the game for them.
You know that mid well where there's no keep, that's the most important thing. Like, if you can secure that structure, that's GG.
Yeah, very hard now. Only one well left for Nexus Cat. So, I mean, truthfully, it is impactful because a lot of those re-engagements in the jungle during the next objective phase will be that much harder for Nexus Cats. We'll see if that comes into play at all. But it's such a far push in this bottom lane. Catapult showing up with the Cosric camp. Blaze gonna rotate up to help his team as his fight's breaking out over the top camp. That guy in trouble, sundered into a wall. Last rites will finish the job. Mosh pit interrupted. Mark Zombie was trying to shut everyone down, but wasn't able to keep him still. Finally, the damage coming through from Blaze. Might get a kill. Yes, he does on Malthiel. But the other side of Nubrak still in chase, Wenis.
Yeah, and all this time there is a camp pushing bottom, so like if that is left unchecked, it might be able to do some more damage on its own. But a Nubrak has fallen in at this point. I think Luciodology is going to have to back off and try to get what they can on the map. Not enough members up to do a push for a keep or anything more.
So they do pick up 2 more kills to add to their first kill they had in this game, and maybe a bit of confidence now and an XP boost to try to get them to level 16 during this objective, but there's still a level and a half away. So difficult to find that XP right now, especially when no one's in this bottom lane till Mark Zombie covers it. But they're in desperation mode right now, Wenis. They gotta catch up. I mentioned that the team who gets ahead early often can stay ahead here on BOE, and that's exactly what you've seen thus far.
Yeah, and there's no XP on the map really for Luciodology to claim to get to 16. Which they would prefer to get before fighting again. The lanes are very, very pushed in their favor, which is going to help them if they just kind of sit back and wait until members have to peel off from Nexus Cats to go clean up the lanes.
Mosh Pit still on cooldown for 30 seconds, but Power Slide connects just on the tip there from ETC. Hentron gonna get caught in combustion and blasted open by Blaze. Jet Propulsion might still be here, slowing Sands, of course. Is Galactos in trouble? Great face melt by Mark Zombie, securing the double kill for Nexus Cats, and that couldn't have come at a more opportune moment. Objective is active, and they might just get their first of the game here, Wenis.
Yeah, they got to, but they also have to split back, and they should defend their keep if they can. It's the top keep here for Nexus Cats is taking a lot of damage, and it's all getting in there for free. Blaze is going to be heading back there, but so far it's already taken a good chunk of damage.
Nexus Cats are going to get through this unfavorable positioning of the Immortal, though, and this should set them up for something a little bit nicer. Yeah, it's going to be down in the bottom position now for them, and with Deckard Cain still dead, very risky if Luciodology wants to walk in here. So I'm fully expecting this just to be conceded over to the Nexus Cats, as I don't think Luciodology has to play this too aggressive, but they're going to do so anyway. Hentron walking in, trying to get on top of Chromie. ETC's in here on Malthiel on the other side. Teams are kind of split, but it's a Nubrak all by himself. Hentron trying to get some damage in, but Rainer's going to shred through a lot of that health bar.
There goes the Mosh, but it is canceled. But ETC is going to go down. A Nubrak is going to go down. There's Malthiel. That's a 4v3.
And now this is scary for Luciodology. You're without your Bruiser. You're without your main tank. And this Immortal's pushing in with a big fat shield right now. Opportunity to get onto a keep wall, yes. Maybe even secure that keep here in the bottom lane for Nexus Cats if they can show up and push with this Immortal, but so far they're just letting Vala clear it for free. I don't think this is the right move.
Yeah, Vala, if left alone, will be able to push out so much damage onto this Immortal. You have the Shred still up, so they will lose this fort. But unless they lag behind and get picked off, I don't think they're losing this bottom keep.
ETC just heading back to this bottom lane, full strength on the red team. They're going to be able to keep this keep wall up. A fantastic defense that, in my opinion, they had absolutely no right to get there. But they make it happen. They keep both their keeps standing, and they're looking good, potentially invading this bottom Khazra camp. Hentron just walking in.
Oh my goodness, yeah, I'm not sure exactly what's shaking the Nexus Cats right now. Maybe they're just too concerned with what's happening in the top lane, and that pressure, and they're worried about a 5v4 engage. And ETC is up there now kind of cleaning that area because they don't want to lose that keep. That's a death sentence when you just have to clean up all your lanes all the time while you're trying to fight in the middle for the Immortal.
And here go Luciodology up to this top camp as well. They've really been having a huge advantage in the Merc clear department and getting all these camps red throughout most of Battlefield of Eternity. There's another camp to pair with what happened down bottom. Nexus Cat's going to have to send everyone to rotate up to this top lane, and I think it looks like Luciodology is ready for a fight.
Yeah, I think they want this keep for the next objective if they can. They have a camp, but it's definitely behind them just a little bit. They're going to push forward with it. They don't need to get a lot of damage in on that keep to take it down. The combustion will come out, and the engage has begun. Slowing Sands and Hyperion will go out as Anubarak is fighting on the back line, as Malthael trying to dive in and get some of that healing. Out comes Mosh onto one, and the Sundering, and it's going to be Malthael who does get picked off. And next up, it is going to be Deckard Cain, and now in full retreat, Luciodology just trying to get out with 2 members down, not able to get that keep and losing 2.
Oh my gosh, Wenis. Again, right before an objective, 2 heroes falling for Luciodology, and Nexus Cats are looking at an opportunity for their second straight Immortal, and the last one was so potent, got all the way up to that keep wall. Oh, might be another kill here on Anubarak, but that extended burrow charge just enough to get him back to safety. Halftime's about to be pushed heavily in favor of the Cats here. I don't think there's much of a chance for Luciodology to shut this Immortal down. Still 10 seconds for Malthael. That's a long ways away in the grand scheme of things here.
Yeah, they got to be careful not to get picked. They can't win this objective if they're getting the full attention of all 5 members here of Nexus Cat. So they're going to have to just back off and do what they can. Getting picked off right before the objective really hurts them, especially when they have a structure advantage that really has pressure pushing without them needing to be there. So let's see if they can take it back. But the Immortal is almost down, and this will be another for Nexus Cats.
And Nexus Cats might be looking to invade as well. There's ETC. No mosh pit quite yet, but the combustion is there. Only going to hit onto Anubarak. Hentron very low and has to try to get away. Can't. Lornado going to help keep Eugenia's alive, but it ends up being the 1 kill for nothing in favor of Nexus Cats, and they'll be able to steal away that Bruiser camp.
The only thing going in Luciodology's favor at this point right now is that keep they have in the bottom, which is going to be pushing, but they also have a fort left in the top, so they might be able to use that to possibly chunk down some of these players and the Immortal on its journey to the core. Also, Blaze having to return to clean up that bottom lane for the Nexus Cats because of that pressure.
Yeah, he absolutely had to. You saw the shielding went down 14% removed from the core. The rest of Nexus Cats, however, trying to find their first keep of the game, and this Immortal still with a lot of health will be pushing onto this keep. Not a minion wave, though, so they're kind of struggling here. You see Chakulu trying to walk forward until this mosh pit's here. Quickly interrupted, though. Thrall in trouble. Sunders the wrong direction. Lemony Fresh goes down, as well as the first keep of the game for the Nexus Cats, evening up our structure count.
Yeah, and now this is a 5v4 fight, and it's going to be rough for Anubarak, taking too much damage, falling. There's a little bit of health left here on this Immortal, but 50 and 40 seconds left for members of Luciodology before they can come back into this game.
Looks like they're trying to end. The Immortal just finished. Core shielding has been removed. Vala down. And Wenis, it appears to me as though the Nexus Cats have turned this map around and will end up with a 2-0 domination over a very formidable opponent of Luciodology.
GG's to both teams. Luciodology looking very strong that map. Lost it in the middle there. Put them on their back foot, and they just couldn't recover. Although they had a really good defense, especially in that bottom lane. Even though the Nexus Cats got the Immortal, they blew it up pretty quickly. Really good games. A lot closer this game than game one, but well played. Both teams, very exciting. A lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun. Nexus Cats really proving something there. The second half of Battlefield of Eternity, completely swinging it around, finding some kills right before those objectives spawned, and allowed them to get those 2 Immortals, which is all they ended up needing at the end of the day there. Wenis, a great and fantastic job by the Cats. I'm going to try to see if we can get someone in for an interview. Maybe Artha now? Let me check and see if anyone's here. And actually, let's scoot up to one of those other lobbies right above.
Sounds good. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
My chicken gets like cropped out by my green screen, so sorry. Yours looks good.
What about mine? Mine's okay?
Oh no, yep, yours gets green screened as well. Oh no.
Oh, ripperoni.
We can have the chickens kiss. You want to kiss the chickens?
Yeah, I want to kiss the chickens.
How's it going?
Oh, good. Nothing. We weren't doing anything with our chickens. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
So to let everyone in chat know, we are being joined here by Arthur now and Mark Zombie. Fantastic set from the Nexus Cats, especially that game number 2 comeback. How are you guys feeling after the match?
Oh man, I'm shaking a little bit. That was a wild ride.
Yeah, absolutely. A little bit nervous at one point there, but we came through, persevered.
Yeah, game number 1 seemed so dominant for Nexus Cats. Really, like, everything went your way. I think only the one death was like 19-1 or something like that for kills. Really just the whole time in your favor. How'd you guys feel in game number 1? Like, you had all the momentum?
Yeah, we felt pretty good. We were kind of hoping that we more or less let them know that we were here to play and that we wanted to win. So going into game 2, I think we felt a bit overconfident, to be honest.
Wenis, game number 1, we saw that Rexar come out, and both of us were a little bit of excite a little bit. Nexus Cats, what is your typical response seeing this Rexar? Were you fine having your setup with the Blaze? It seemed like Blaze was just the go-to tonight.
It's the flavor of the week, I think. We typically have other responses to Rexar, but we were just really feeling the Blaze this week.
Okay.
Regardless of the Rexar.
All right.
Yeah, it looks like Blaze hasn't been played in... It's only been played in 1 game by you guys so far, if that is accurate stats, and that's a game that you lost. So I'm glad that you guys brought him out tonight. It seemed to serve you quite well. And I love the combustion. A lot of times you see bunker just because, it gives you a lot of protection against big ults. But I just love combustion just because it's so much more fun.
Yeah, and I think on the combustion pickup, during game 2, there was one moment where he secured a really nice kill. I think it was on the Vala, just basically nipped her with combustion and then was able to finish it, which was huge for us coming back in the late game.
Yeah, of course, I talked about having the Blaze and the Rainer. We saw you guys grab both those heroes in both games, and the synergies of the slows being provided by Blaze paired with that ace in the hole from Rainer at level 1. So much damage. Was this really part of the strategy heading in? Was setting up that Rainer to blast open a Nubrak?
In game 1, it certainly was. In game 2, we didn't think the 2 heroes would interact too much, to be honest. Which eventually they did.
Yeah, and I think we're kind of, like you mentioned with the Blaze pickup, we've been kind of working on some other picks, trying to really round out our roster, and happy to get some practice in on those heroes and then an NGS match.
So tell us a bit about your roster. I know at least one very notable name hanging out in Twitch chat watching from the bench tonight. But just go ahead, go through your roster, maybe talk about each player and kind of what's special about each of them.
Sure. So I guess I'll start. So we got Shadow Guard. He's our offlaner. He's actually kind of the one whose idea it was to do a competitive team like this. He's a fantastic guy. He's very confident in his ability to win the lane whenever he's offlaning by himself, and he's gotten so much better at it, and he's an excellent player. We got Lulu, who is the most incredible support player, or I'm sorry, it's a healer now. And,
Get it right.
Get it right, nerd!
yeah, she's an incredible healer, and I think she's MVP of the team personally. I think she's the best player on the team, and she keeps our heads in it in draft. And if not for her, I think our drafts would be a lot more chaotic. We got Mark Zombie, the captain and shot caller.
Well, hey, I'm not really the captain. That's Arthana. He does all the hard work. I just show up when he tells me.
But
I yell at people in game.
Yeah, Mark Zombie's our tank player. He's the mastermind with the macro in the game.
Nice.
And incredible tank player. He's always making plays with the big CC. And we got that guy. He doesn't talk very much. He's our flex assassin player. You don't need to hear him in chat though to know that he's gonna wreck the back line. He's really good at doing his job.
Yeah, very, very highly skilled, highly technical player.
Nice. So that's the whole roster. Did we leave anyone out?
Anybody at all?
I think there's
Anybody else?
there's one.
No one else?
No, I think that's it.
No,
Okay.
I mean I think Lawman Turd, aka Turd Herder, our number one cheerleader and amazing member of the team.
Hey, there you go, turd.
He plays an absolutely insane on a Deckard and Malfurion.
And
Sometimes
you guys played with Turd last game, is that right?
that's true.
And how did that turn out for you guys?
That happened to be the one series we got dominated. It wasn't his fault.
Is it a
Oh,
coincidence?
come on.
Is it
Wenis,
a
come
coincidence?
on.
I'm
no,
just
no.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, it was definitely not on him.
I know, I'm just kidding. I like to give Turd a hard time because I really like that guy as well as all of you too. But my question is, do you think the Bat chaotic event between games 1 and 2 may have led to your victory?
Oh, I'm
Real
sure it
questions.
had an effect.
I hope it leads to them putting screens in their windows. That's what I'll say.
Please.
If nothing else, it leads to more protection in your own homes, which is nice. But this also this will launch you guys into first place in the division. Is that right? Did I just make that up? I think that's true.
Maybe.
I think that's true. Yeah.
Looking at the
Wow.
standings, you guys are now 8 of 8 matches played with full meta jacket, and you have 19 points to their 16.
Wow.
This will be your 6th domination. Good stuff, guys. Really, really strong.
Thanks.
Do you plan on doing a transfusion between some of your other teams and moving players around, or are you guys locked and you're going to keep the teams the same going into Season 7?
Mark, you want to talk about that?
Ooh.
Yeah, sure. I don't think we have any plans for the Cats roster changing, but we kind of have another team that we put together, the Nexus Turds, who are going through a little bit of a rough patch with their roster, and then we have another team, the Nexus Zombies, that are on the rise. So,
Oh.
yeah,
I love it. I love it.
yeah.
Oh,
So
wait,
we might
Did they just
sorry?
hear it first here on twitch.tv/murderrg?
twitch.tv/murderrg. The Nexus Zombies are going to be rising from the grave next season.
So
I'll be,
spicy! So spicy! I had to change my glasses.
You heard it here first.
Oh,
That's very exciting news.
Very, 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 very exciting. But hey, guys, a win tonight, first place. You guys are on top. But before we let you go, I have to give you opportunity for some shout-outs. So, Arthana, we'll start with you.
Shout out to my team. Shout out to a coworker of mine watching. He's pretty cool.
Hey, coworker.
Thanks for catching it. And yeah, just most importantly, just my whole team. Everyone here works hard and is always in good spirits and keeping each other up.
Awesome.
Oh, and then perhaps me for some shout-outs?
Sure.
Yeah, so I want to just give a shout out to some people in chat there. Joe Zombie 93 is going to be joining the Nexus Zombies next season. And then super loyal fan, awesome guy, Colby McWolby, always cheering us on. Although we did stomp him over the weekend and denied his Gold 5 promo match. Yeah, shout outs to my team, I guess.
Awesome.
And Joe Zombie, is your brother, is that right?
That is wrong. Just a good friend. Brother from another mother.
Oh, okay.
All right, brothers.
Speaking of my brother, actually, shout outs to Excel Esports and Casey and Atlas over there. That's my brother and his team. They're in Division B East, the Beast Division.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yes, Jason, you got here right at the end, my man. I'm very sorry. We are about to be signing off, but one last message. It's going to be coming from Wenis. Let the viewers know where they can find you, my man.
All right. Well, actually, have those guys left already? I had one more question. Oh, they're still here.
Oh, we're here.
One
We're
more
here.
question. I hear that there's a rumor that you guys are going to take over for Bob Barker's The Price is Right, doing the spay and neuter your pets ad featuring the Nexus cats. Is there any truth to that, or is that all just malarkey?
I think we were supposed to save that announcement for next week.
Cut it. Cut
can
the
we get a
stream.
producer?
Wait.
60-second delay.
Okay,
What I meant to say was thank you, gentlemen, and congratulations. You can find me on Twitter at MoistWeenus, where I post pictures of my dog and gross stuff that I find out. And you can also follow me on Twitch if you like, twitch.tv/MoistWeenus, or I'm always available in the Nexus Gaming Series Discord under Wenis.
And you can find me, the man, the myth, the shades, Murda, over on Twitter at MurdaRG. Of course, here on Twitch at MurdaRG, and YouTube. Search for MurdaRG, and when you're there, hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button, hit the hangout all the time button. Hope you guys are checking out some YouTube. All of our casters from Nexus Gaming Series uploading VODs there this season. If you want to say thanks and support Amateur Heroes of the Storm, you can do it with one click of a button. Just hit like and follow and subscribe, all the things you can do to support people bringing you these matches. That's it for us tonight. Wenis, I gotta say a huge thank you to you for showing up, and our first cast together was a lot of fun.
Oh, no, I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for having me on, and congratulations to both teams. Thanks for letting me see those games and cast them. It was a great time.
Yeah, we appreciate you, Nexus Cats team, for picking our game and casting us. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
They're still here.
Well, thanks again, Wenis. Thanks again to Arthanow and Mark Zombie for joining for that interview, and congratulations to the Nexus Cats for getting the 2-0 domination tonight over Luciodology. There is a Monday Night Showdown going on right now, so I will be sending you on over to twitch.tv/Nexus Gaming Series. Show those guys some love. I believe it's Hodis and Gilly Shark, a match you don't want to miss, and I think Bahamut is casting, so it should be a lot of fun there. Hope to see you guys tomorrow. I should have some more casts here on twitch.tv/MurdaRG. Until then, see you later.
Bye-bye.